November 24th, 1971, Thanksgiving Eve, Portland International Airport. A man in a business suit walks to the Northwest Orient Airlines ticket counter. He's wearing a black tie, white shirt, and dark sunglasses. He's carrying a briefcase. He buys a one-way ticket to Seattle. Cash, $20. The name on the ticket, Dan Cooper. He boards Flight 305, a Boeing 727, 36 passengers, 6 crew members. He takes seat 18C, rear of the cabin, aisle seat. At 2:50 p.m., the plane takes off. The man orders a bourbon and soda. He lights a cigarette. He appears calm. Shortly after takeoff, he hands a note to a flight attendant named Florence Schaffner. She assumes it's his phone number. She puts it in her pocket without reading it. The man leans forward and says quietly, "Miss, you'd better look at that note." "I have a bomb." Schaffner opens the note. It reads, "I have a bomb in my briefcase. I will use it if necessary. I want you to sit next to me. You are being hijacked." She sits. He opens the briefcase slightly. Inside, red cylinders, wires, a battery. It looks like a bomb. He tells her his demands: $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, a fuel truck waiting in Seattle. He wants the money in unmarked $20 bills. Schaffner walks to the cockpit. She tells the captain. Captain William Scott radios Seattle. The FBI is notified immediately. The plane circles over Puget Sound while authorities scramble to gather the ransom. Seattle First National Bank pulls $200,000 from its vault. The bills are photographed, serial numbers recorded. The FBI retrieves 4 parachutes, 2 primary chutes, 2 reserve chutes. At 5:24 p.m., nearly 3 hours after takeoff, Flight 305 lands at Seattle-Tacoma Airport. The plane taxis to a remote area of the tarmac. A Northwest Orient employee approaches with a bag containing the money and the parachutes. The hijacker's instructions are clear. The money and parachutes are brought to the rear stairs. The 36 passengers are released. The crew stays. The passengers disembark. They have no idea what's happening. They're told there's a minor delay. The hijacker now has $200,000 and 4 parachutes. He orders the plane refueled. He gives the crew new instructions: fly to Mexico City, but fly low, no higher than 10,000 feet. Keep the rear stairs down, cabin unpressurized. The captain explains this is impossible. The plane doesn't have enough fuel to reach Mexico City at that altitude. They'll need to stop in Reno, Nevada to refuel. The hijacker agrees. At 7:40 p.m., Flight 305 takes off again. 5 crew members remain on board. The hijacker is alone in the rear cabin. The cockpit door is closed. The plane climbs to 10,000 feet and levels off. Airspeed, 170 knots, flaps extended, rear stairs lowered. At 8 p.m., a warning light illuminates in the cockpit. The rear stairway has fully extended. The crew feels a sudden change in air pressure. The hijacker has jumped. Somewhere over the wilderness of southern Washington, in total darkness, in freezing rain, Dan Cooper, or whoever he is, has leaped from the plane with $200,000 strapped to his body. At 10:15 p.m., Flight 305 lands in Reno. FBI agents storm the plane. The rear cabin is empty. The hijacker is gone. 2 parachutes remain. The other 2 are missing. The largest manhunt in FBI history begins. Search teams comb the forests of Washington. Helicopters, ground crews, tracking dogs. They search the projected flight path, an area covering hundreds of square miles of dense wilderness. They find nothing. No parachute, no body, no money. Weeks pass, then months. The case goes cold. The hijacker vanishes completely. For 9 years, there is no trace. Then, in February 1980, an 8-year-old boy named Brian Ingram is vacationing with his family along the Columbia River near Vancouver, Washington. He's digging in the sand on the riverbank. He uncovers a rotting bundle of $20 bills, $5,800. The bills are disintegrating, held together by rubber bands. The FBI examines the bills. The serial numbers match. They're from the ransom money. But this raises more questions than it answers. How did the money end up on a riverbank 30 kilometers from the suspected jump zone? Did Cooper land in the river and drown? Did he bury the money? Was it washed downstream in a flood? The rest of the money is never found. In 2016, the FBI officially closes the case. After 45 years, thousands of tips, and hundreds of suspects, they have no conclusive evidence. Some believe Cooper died in the jump, jumping at night, in the rain, over mountainous terrain, with no visibility, wearing loafers and a business suit. It's nearly impossible to survive. Others believe he survived. The money on the riverbank was a decoy. He buried the rest, changed his identity, lived the rest of his life in anonymity. In 2024, new evidence emerged. A family came forward claiming their uncle was D.B. Cooper. They provided a modified parachute they say he kept. DNA testing is underway, but for now, the case remains unsolved. Dan Cooper, or D.B. Cooper, as the media mistakenly called him after an early reporting error, is the only unidentified hijacker in American aviation history. He boarded a plane on Thanksgiving Eve, calmly hijacked it, collected $200,000, jumped into the night, and disappeared. Whether he's at the bottom of a river, buried in a forest, or living under a new name somewhere, no one knows. He's a ghost, a legend, the man who hijacked a plane and vanished.